All right, so get this. Today we are diving deep into, like the internet's memory bin.
Hmm.
We're going to dust off some really bizarre excerpts from a site. It's called EMToast.com.
Okay.
And just picture, like, if you will, an early 2000s blog, but it's run by, well, it's someone who clearly just enjoys messing with us.
Messing with us.
Yeah. We're talking like, I got the Lee Bannon virus on my computers.
Oh, wow.
To tales of some seriously unfortunate uncle.
Really? It's like opening a time capsule, you know?
Well,
It's full of these random scraps of paper.
Yeah.
Intriguing, but like totally out of context.
Yeah.
The real puzzle here, and what we're going to unpack together today, is whether there's a bigger picture hidden somewhere within these digital breadcrumbs.
Right. Is this performance art? Like, is this a cry for help? Or is this just, someone who's incredibly bored?
Yeah.
For example, okay, there's this one, it's called Uncle Oranges.
Okay.
What is that all about?
Well, the variety of the writing styles and just the sheer randomness of the topics.
Yeah.
I mean, it really points to a mind that thrives on the unexpected.
Okay.
And our mission today is to figure out if there's a method to this madness.
Okay.
Like a narrative thread that connects these seemingly disparate pieces.
Okay. And speaking of threads, let's talk about this whole Lee Bannon virus thing. I mean, that title alone, it's a trip, right?
Yep.
Especially knowing what we know now about Bannon and misinformation and all that.
Exactly. This excerpt is from February 2020.
Oh, wow.
So that's long before Bannon became synonymous with these online disinformation campaigns.
Right. So the question becomes, is this satire? Is this incredible foresight? Or is this just a wild coincidence?
Yeah.
I mean, these layers of uncertainty are what make EMToast.com so fascinating.
Right.
But let's not forget about the recurring themes and the characters. Like those uncle figures, for instance. I mean, they could hold the key to understanding the site's overall narrative.
Okay, let's unpack this whole uncle situation then.
Okay.
We've got entries about Uncle Brian, who, to put it mildly, wouldn't be winning any family awards.
Really?
Oh, seriously.
Wow.
The stories about him are wild. Uncle Brian killed a pregnant woman with warm regards.
Oh, my.
Uncle Brian dies in jail.
Wow.
It's like the author's diving into this dark, almost absurdist view of family dysfunction.
Yes. The Uncle Brian entries, they definitely create this unsettling feeling.
There's a bleak humor there, a sense of both tragedy and absurdity.
Right.
It's as if the author is using these extreme scenarios to explore the darker aspects of family relationships and societal expectations.
And then we have Uncle Oranges.
Okay.
Which is so brief and cryptic.
Real.
It's almost like a riddle. It just says, this uncle got some trouble. Something wrong with the bones. Too many peaches.
Bones and peaches. Huh.
What do you make of that?
It's fascinating how this entry shifts the tone so abruptly.
Yeah.
It's like we've gone from this dark, almost cartoonish humor to something more unsettling, something that hints at a hidden story.
Yeah.
The repeated references to bones and peaches are particularly intriguing, almost like symbolic clues in this larger mystery.
Right. It's like we're getting a glimpse into some family drama. Yeah. But we're missing half the script.
Right.
And speaking of drama,
Okay.
we can't forget the president's MAGA-loving half-brother Jonathan Biden piece.
Yes. That one is particularly interesting.
Right.
While not explicitly an uncle,
Right.
it shares thematic similarities with the other narratives.
Yeah.
We have this over-the-top character,
Yeah.
a flat-earther, MAGA-loving Biden brother,
Right.
who feels like this satirical jab at the political climate of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, this was 2021 when misinformation was running rampant,
It was.
especially in the political sphere.
It's like they're holding up a funhouse mirror to society and saying, see, this is what it's come to.
Right.
The author creates this outlandish caricature, this Jonathan Biden character, to highlight the absurdity of it all.
Yeah. And you know what I find really clever?
What?
How they encourage readers to leave their own Jonathan stories in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Tapping into that classic blog era interactivity.
Yeah.
Yes, that call to action is a brilliant touch.
Right.
It makes you wonder if anyone actually left comments,
Oh, I know.
what kind of stories they shared, and how the author might have woven them into this bizarre tapestry they were creating on EMToast.com.
Right.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, We're left with this half-glimpsed world. Like, what other bizarre tales are lurking in those missing comics? It's like, We found a treasure map, but we only have half the instruction. Intriguing,
right?
But ultimately, like, incomplete, you know?
Yeah, and it kind of speaks to the nature of the internet itself, right? We see these remnants, these digital artifacts like this Jonathan Biden post, and we're reminded of how quickly information can appear, disappear, morph into something else entirely.
It's crazy.
It's fascinating. It's this paradox.
Totally.
This digital world, it's often perceived as this permanent thing, but it's constantly evolving, vanishing right before our eyes.
Totally. It's like trying to, like, cup water in your hands or something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of digital mysteries, you remember that 6 rogue packets entry?
Yes.
That one really threw me for a loop.
Yes, that entry is particularly interesting from a technical standpoint, I think. Now, you, as a listener, might not be familiar with the term rogue packets.
Right.
Essentially, they're packets of data on a network.
Okay.
And they don't behave as they should.
Okay.
They can be caused by various things like technical glitches or malicious attacks or even just like old faulty hardware.
Right.
But what's fascinating here is how the author presents this technical concept.
Yeah.
Not through, some dry explanation.
Yeah.
But through this cryptic, almost menacing message.
Right.
It's formatted like one of those like old school error messages you used to get on your computer.
Oh, yeah.
The kind that would make you think your machine was about to explode.
100%.
Yeah.
Playing on that fear.
Yes.
That paranoia we all have about the internet.
100%.
Like this feeling that there's these hidden dangers lurking.
Right.
Just beneath the surface. And suddenly, it's not just about a few rogue packets. It's about this underlying, like, unease. This feeling that something is not quite right.
Right.
In the digital world.
Exactly. And the fact that it's hosted on EMToast.com,
right?
A site we're already kind of questioning the nature of.
It's another layer, doesn't it?
It adds another layer of intrigue, yes.
Right.
It's as if the author is deliberately blurring the lines between reality and the digital world.
Totally.
Making us question what's real, what's fabricated,
what's going to happen,
and what might happen if those lines become completely indistinguishable.
And it makes you wonder about the intent, right?
Yeah.
Like, behind it all, is the author trying to warn us about something specific?
Awesome.
Like the dangers of misinformation or the increasing prevalence of cyber attacks?
It could be any of those things.
Or are they just playing with our perceptions?
Yeah. Using,
these tech-infused anxieties as fodder for their creative exploration?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
And it's something, we grapple with constantly in the digital age, right?
We do.
Discerning intent.
Right.
Separating signal from noise.
Right.
Trying to understand the motivations behind the content that we consume.
I know, it's hard.
It's like trying to read the mind of a digital ghost.
It is.
Intriguing.
Yes.
Frustrating. And ultimately inconclusive.
100%. But that doesn't mean we stop searching for answers, right?
Exactly. It's about embracing the ambiguity,
right?
Enjoying the ride.
Right.
And maybe even learning a thing or two about ourselves.
Right.
And this strange, ever-evolving world we inhabit.
Totally.
Both online and offline.
100%. But hey, speaking of online oddities, remember that Happy ASCII Thanksgiving entry? On the surface, it's just, a quirky little holiday greeting.
Yep.
But knowing what we know now about EMToast.com, I can't help but feel like there's something more going on there.
Possibly.
What do you think? It's like, I don't know, like wishing someone happy holidays, but with a string of Christmas lights, like technically festive.
Yeah.
But there's this underlying current of, I don't know, it's something else.
It's the digital equivalent of like receiving a fruitcake, isn't it? Like you appreciate the gesture, but you're not quite sure what to make of it.
Right, exactly.
But that's the beauty of analyzing something like EMToast.com.
Yeah.
It invites us to look beyond the surface, to question the meaning we ascribe to, even the most mundane digital artifacts.
Right. Like, is this Happy ASCII Thanksgiving a commentary on, like the increasing digitalization of holidays these days? Is it a nostalgic throwback to the early days of the internet?
Yeah.
Or is it just a dude with too much time on his hands and a fondness for ASCII art?
Right.
We may never know for sure.
And maybe that's okay.
Right.
Maybe the real value of, a deep dive like this one isn't about finding concrete answers.
Yeah.
But about embracing the ambiguity, allowing ourselves to just sit with the discomfort of not knowing.
Yeah, yeah.
After all, isn't that a big part
I think so.
of what makes the internet so endlessly fascinating?
Totally.
Its ability to constantly surprise us, challenge us, and occasionally unnerve us.
Totally. It's like we've been on this, like, digital scavenger hunt, you know,
Right.
following these kind of cryptic clues left behind by a mind that, honestly, we may never fully understand.
Yeah, and we may not have, cracked the code of EMToast.com.
Yeah.
But we've definitely uncovered some interesting insights along the way.
We have. We've explored the nature of, like, digital identity.
Yeah.
The persistence of online content.
Right.
And the ways in which we try to make sense of this chaos of the internet.
The chaos.
We delved into the dark humor of family dysfunction.
We did.
It grappled with the anxieties of, the digital age that we're in.
Yeah.
And we even pondered the cultural significance of ASCII art.
Who would have thought?
Right.
ASCII art.
And who knows?
Right.
Maybe somewhere out there, the creator of EMToast.com is listening to this.
I hope so.
This very deep dive, chuckling to themselves as we're trying to, like, unravel this mystery.
Right, the mystery that they've woven.
Yeah, they've woven, exactly.
Or maybe, maybe they moved on, right?
Right.
Leaving EMToast.com as this, like, digital time capsule.
It is. It's like a relic.
A testament to a particular moment in internet history.
Yeah.
Frozen in time. For those curious enough to seek it out.
Which begs the question, what digital breadcrumbs are we leaving behind?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right. And what will they say about us in the years to come?
I don't even want to know.
That's something to think about, isn't it?
It is. It is. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought.
Okay.
The internet is this vast, ever-changing landscape.
It is.
Full of hidden stories and forgotten corners,
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to explore.
Explore.
Ask questions.
Yes.
And embrace the mystery of it all.
I love that.
Until next time, happy diving.
Happy dive.